Today, the plan is to work quite a bit on our lazy bastard run here of Factorio. We had 2 weeks of Tropico. We're going to do some more Tropico going forward, but I didn't want to just abandon this run. We want to keep it going as much as possible. So I did do a little announcement video on YouTube, but a lot of you guys were here before the announcement video went up, so let's catch up here. We've got a giant, mega, turbo, awesome base going on. It's huge! Like, we got railworld settings, so we had to spread out a fair bit. The scale of our base has gotten pretty out there, but we got a lot of trains going all over. That's why the music mix today was a mix of, like, sort of railroad and blues and some railroad blues, which is a whole genre by itself, all thrown in there. We got some aggressive critters going around, and that is true. Now, I want to go nuclear. I want to go and dig up uranium and process it and do nuclear power, because I've never done this before. I've played a lot of Factorio, although since they added in the uranium, I think I've only done one Let's Play, and we just didn't get there. We just built some solar panels and went out or something like that. But today, we're going to be working on that, which we're going to start relatively, I think last week, but we did, I got a lot of stuff prepped up for this one over here. However, we're also almost possibly completely out of copper. So the first thing I actually have to do is hook up this copper mine over here, but we're all ready to go. I extended my railroad out and everything like that, so that's going to take 2 seconds to do. Won't be too bad. And then over here with the uranium, this is a 6 million patch of uranium ready to go. These mines, I was just like, how do the mines work with uranium? Because I knew you needed some sort of acid, so I just put some down. Acid. To see how they go. But I did also extend out the railroad to here, and I got sulfuric acid ready to go. It's all set up for like 4 trains worth of liquid, but I'm only delivering 1 train worth of sulfuric acid at a time here, which I'm hoping will be fine. And we've got a rail station set up to pick up the uranium, and then somewhere we're gonna have to go process it. I don't know. I've processed uranium once when they added it, but never got the power needs high enough to reason a nuclear power. Yeah, well, right now, since I did actually go, we finally have freaking laser turrets built, and we're deploying some places. These do soak a lot of power, and our giant logistics grid. It's ludicrous that the map this size, we have everything connected with logistics, but we do. Sometimes uses up a lot of power as well. So, plus it'll just be fun to go nuclear. We have to do it. We have to see how it goes. And then we can just cover the map with freaking laser guns or something like that, so we don't have to worry about any of these dumbass aliens anymore or something like that. I'll probably have to clear out this nest, because once this mine gets set up, they're going to be pretty agitated. But we've got a fairly decent barricade set up for that. So I just got a little blueprint here that's got like the big electric pole, and then surrounded with the laser guns, and then some walls and things like that. So it's well set up to sort of expand. This is our new little like fortification setup. So that's just gonna go ahead and tank these guys for now while we deal with this over here. Lots of freaking laser beams on their freaking heads. Any multiplayer later? I kind of keep doing Dota. I mean, normally I like to do quite a variety of different games from week to week, but I'm still super duper on a Dota kick. So we're gonna do some more, probably just some Gold Rush, goofing around ARAM. It was so fun. You can squeeze 2 games in, and it's just goofiness, and I love it. And because this week I'm not driving to my folks to, go visit them for Thanksgiving, it means we can have a wee drink while we multiplayer. So building that arty train as large as possible. Yeah, the artillery stuff. No, I still haven't done it. We're currently researching artillery, so maybe we'll do some artillery wagon stuff. Anyway, we have to. My goal is uranium, but we are desperate for frickin' copper here, so we need to get our copper mine going on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the thing where, whoops, I just get ready to do this in bulk. So we'll build a certain amount this way. There, that much. And then the other side. And I should really just retain this blueprint in the future. It doesn't take too long to build, but I probably should just like keep it around to be handy. Like that. And then from here, I'll actually go that far. That's going to be fine. Okay. Why is the pattern so weird? Why does it not match up? Hey, let me start from the bottom. Maybe then the electric pole pattern will match up. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And yeah, I should just So I'm going to blueprint this. We don't need that right now. I'm going to grab all this, make a blueprint, and actually store it in the blueprint book. Because I don't think I had that before. Okay, good. And it's still in here. And so this is set up to just extend. Now, the mines will only actually get placed on spots that have minerals. So you can do this sort of thing. And I mean, it might overkill it with the transport belts, but you can go and trim them later, especially if you've got bots and everything. It's relatively convenient to just do it that way. I just like to line up the electric poles. They turn blue when things are lined up. So that's sort of how I match up the pattern. So we just get to stamp this over and over. Now, this isn't quite, I don't have enough in my personal inventory to finish, so what I need to actually do is get the RoboPort set up to cover this as soon as possible, because it's a long trip from our mall to get all this stuff over here. We have a giant base. I want to do some initial stamping here, but yeah. RoboPorts. So I just want to make sure everything is vaguely covered. It's not so much about the logistics coverage. It's about the construction coverage, that everything can get built, and also everything can get repaired if any of it takes damage. I can get you right over there, say. And yeah, we'll wrap around the whole thing, just for some nice redundancy. There we go. All right, so we gotta wait for a few deliveries, but that's okay. You place a RoboPort over a power pole, it won't be powered. Okay, we'll wait until everything more or less gets hooked up, and then we'll see. Although what I may like to do is get some of the big electric poles around the outside as well. Just mostly because if I want to connect anything else outside, it's nice to have a ring of big poles that have long reach to reach things. And the other thing we can do right now is just get all the RoboPorts hooked up so that they can assist with the construction as early as possible. See, because like this doesn't need to exist over here. Did I delete something inappropriate? No, I think we're okay. And that's only powering one thing, so we can do something like that and then somehow wrap it around there again. Okay, so bunch of bots should be coming to do this, which is great. So now that we've got that going on, now I guess I had all these going south, which I think is kind of okay. Maybe going north would have been all right, but actually getting everything vaguely here is pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves an 8x8 balancer hooked up right sort of over here. And we're going to have some of this go off to the side. Let's see. Stop right there. I finally got caught up on Doctor Who. I'd never watched the previous season, season 11, Capaldi's last season. I never got around to watching it. I tend to binge watch things. I don't tend to watch things live very much. And so it was nice to just burn through a whole season at a time. One thing I've always found is if you're watching episodes sort of 1 week at a time and 1 week apart, is if like one episode doesn't like do everything for you, it feels all a little bit more disappointing. Whereas if you binge watch stuff, it tends to all be more enjoyable, because I think the weeks where, maybe each episode isn't necessarily as strong doesn't bother you the same way. You also stay in the right mindset, for whatever show you're watching, in this case, Doctor Who. So I really enjoyed Capaldi's last season. Thought it was fantastic. I thought the writing was much better than his second. Love the companion stuff and everything like that. I thought it was all fantastic. Yeah. And I watched the first episode of the new season with the new Doctor as well. And it's like, no, I want more. Now I'm like, do I just watch the next episode tomorrow? Or am I just going to have to like pretend that I forgot about it for a little while and just come back to it when I can sort of binge watch the whole season? Because I know it's just going to be so painful as every episode ends, because it's like, I want more. All right, you over here have no purr. So let's get you hooked up that way and that way. There we go. All right. So our power's a little jittery. Sometimes the electricity would go down as far as halfway down if we've got a lot of laser turrets firing or a lot of bots coming back. People watch things live, Hive Point. Well, I never watch things live, but sometimes I watch things, on the week of, when you only have one episode. That's about as live as I ever get. I mean, even when we watch something live upstairs, like if it ever happens, I mean, we're still like pausing the PVR all the time, like, you know, pausing live TV to have discussions, because we can't it stop. Like Ascension and I, like, we'll always just talk about the show and analyze things and stuff, and so we'll end up falling, you know, half an hour behind of a live show, just because we're stopping to talk about so many things, which I think is good. I like the idea of like television as a quasi-social medium, you know, like that. And the whole reason, you know, for YouTube and things is to have conversations about the stuff we like, right? Like we've done things where we watch like the World Cup live stream. I mean, I can't stream it legally, but what I can do is I can watch it, and we can have a shared social experience of that. And that's been so awesome. It's been so much better. It's like, this is how all TV, all sports, all everything should always be enjoyed together. Which I understand, like, sports bar culture, I suppose, from that point of view. Not that I've ever been a sports bar person or even a sports person, but... oh, you gotta go there. There, good. Okay. So that's gonna get built out. Need nuclear ICBM. Yeah, so... The other thing I've never done nuclear power, but I've also never launched a nuke, which I know is something they added in the game. And man, oh man, would it be great to, like, mass murder some bugs. And I think we're going to go for something very much like that. These two runs here will be relatively short, so I think I'm actually going to merge them together. Possibly just by doing that, so sort of a lazy merge, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfectly balanced, because the balance will keep breaking as you know, various bits of ore run out anyway. That's fine. This is not the area where things have to be balanced. It's nice to balance them, like, properly once they get, you know, to load into the train, but that's a whole other thing. I'm just going to move you. I want to keep you around, but then I'm going to do this. Excellent. And you're going to do that, and you... Hey, guys, you know what I have also? Cliff explosives. I went and finally hooked up the production for that behind the scenes. There's not much. Like, I just have, like, one factory, I think, making it, or something like that, just slowly. But you don't need a ton of cliff explosives. We're gonna accept the base is under constant attack. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the base will always be under attack somewhere. It's just the way that it is. As far as I know, the alerts you will get is mostly just like turrets somewhere taking some damage, and because everything is covered under the logistics system, anything that does get destroyed should get rebuilt. So yeah, it will be just a thing in this world. It's just too big. Normally, and I must have done something wrong with the settings, or maybe something changed, because it used to be that if you set your game to rail world, which is what we've done here, alien nests would not respawn, which was important. You cleared them out once, and then they wouldn't come back, which was critical because you can't wall off your entire goddamn base. What you could do is wall off small areas. Rather than do a complete wall off, because in the end it doesn't make any difference, I just make sure that I have, like, overlapping gun coverage. Speaking of, though, we don't actually have any coverage in the south over here, so we'll just cover a few more of these angles. Doesn't actually have to be within the logistics zone, just has to be within the construction zone, but that's okay. Looks like we don't have any radar coverage over here either. So let's get you down over here just for a little bit of sight, and that's going to be swell. And I did break that at some point. Okay. I am out of red transport belts. Now, you're coming in here. We need to make sure, the thing is, we, like, literally, I think at this point have 0 copper production. So it's going to be very important to get this train to be delivered. In fact, what I can probably do, where's our other copper pickup? Right here. You can see there's 2 trains here waiting for copper pickups. Is there literally, there's technically a little trickle, but barely. So you're going to change. You're instead going to go to copper pickup 2 until full. And you're going to go there now. And I'm going to remove your old instruction. And, oh, I don't have enough stations in here for this to move as quickly as it could, but that's okay. I'll maybe leave this here to get the last trickle of things, but there really isn't very much. Like, at all. I mean, that's all gone. Now, I also have the material on me to build another train. Just keep a few locomotives in your pocket at all time. It's very convenient. Da, da, da. Your job will also be to go to copper ore pickup 2, which is where you are now, until you're full. And then you're going to go to copper ore drop off for smelting until empty. And you'll be on automatic for that. So once you're full, you should go. Do we get more Kerbals on Monday? Yeah, that is the plan. More Kerbal Mondays. Whoop. Didn't realize the trains were going to start moving. So you should start moving pretty quickly. Yeah, because we do have a signal set up right over there. Excellent. You're going to come in and keep getting filled up. Lovely. And we did get a few more transport belt deliveries. There you go. So that guy was almost full at the other place. And I have the little requester chest over here to make sure we've always got a little bit of fuel to be picked up and keep that going. All right. That is swell. We can trim down some of that over there and over there and some of that too. Okay. How's our power? Yeah, see, it's not 100%. And the biggest drain right now are the roboports, and that's going to vary a lot. The roboports and the lasers, when they're active, they're insane in terms of energy consumption. It's just truly, truly epic. So, nuclear power, baby. Now, someone on Twitter told me that nuclear reactors always consume fuel, maybe at a fixed rate, regardless of your power needs. And so you can set up some sort of logic. Oh, this is a rock! Like, why can't I blow this up? Because it's not a cliff, it's a rock. And so you might want to use some sort of logic or something like that to maybe turn it on and off or whatever. Right now, the fact that the nuclear power is also going to be back, we still have some coal reactors, which will then, the coal reactors I think will scale down while the nuclear reactors are going, so that might be okay for a while. We can do battery backup and things and stuff. That's true, but the fuel use is pretty small. Okay. All those trains remind me of Mashinki. Yeah. I'm looking forward to going back to Mashinki and Rise of Industry, because those are both games that are heavily under development. And I'm just looking forward to, getting just more and more and more goodness from that stuff. I need to wait for some massive deliveries. I mean, I suppose I could just blueprint it and let them just finish it, but I kind of want to babysit things while I'm here. I think we're also going to go, just while we're at it, do that.
It's Whiskey and
It's Whiskey and Chocolate from Banana Commander. Hey, Banana, thank you very much. Hi, Quill, been enjoying the return of RimWorld. Do you know one of your geothermals still has a roof just north of your base? No. I will look into that next time I get into the game. Wow. Okay, thank you. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to sideload, which means these guys might end up backlogged or something like that. But that's okay. At some point, it'll get consumed, and that's the only thing that matters. Some of my dudes are getting damaged. We're also, speaking of damage, wait, what? So these are some real whoop, whoop, whoop alerts. Someone got in here. More than someone. Good. Oh, because this one's not powered yet, first of all. So let's do that. Pew, 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 pew. I love the laser gun sounds. Where's my gun blueprint? This one here. We'll do that. That should be pretty good coverage. I think there's still someone in there. Need, like, combat guns on my person that auto-target. And I know they exist. That might be an old, like, something got destroyed message. That might be all it is. And then some guns over here being destroyed. Okay, looks like we might be okay now. There's like a red blip here, but I think that's from my map marker. And, okay. Have you seen the update from Surviving Mars? Yeah, okay, yes, and, well, I mean, I haven't played it yet, but I saw the announcement. Also, City Skylines, what is it called? City Skyline Industries or something like that? There's some very exciting stuff coming out. Very exciting. So you're side loading, right, and then you're just gonna do this. I mean, I could have them merge up, I suppose, with a splitter to, like, eat from them evenly, I guess. but I think it'll be fine. Are you gonna play Mashinki again? I suspect I will. I don't know when. Yeah, and the Planet remakes. Like, Stellaris? Okay, Holy Fury might be the sort of patch expansion for a Paradox game that I'm looking forward to the most, in a sense, because it's been so long since we've played CK2, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to it. But honestly, the one I think I'm looking forward to the most from, like, I love this game and I'm so eager to play it again, is Stellaris. I want to play more Stellaris really bad, like it's an itchy thing, but I don't want to start until the next big patch expansion. Yeah, and a new expansion for The Sims called Getting Famous, with an influencer job. I mean, there was already sort of an online kind of, like, live streamer kind of career in The Sims. It'll be interesting to see what's there. Of course, you guys know that I'm a giant Sims fanboy, and I'm very eager to play more of that as well. Yeah, look at our electricity. Oh, that's probably the other thing that's hammering our electricity. Wow, that is quite the swarm here. It's probably our smelting that's kicking back up. We weren't having too much of a problem for a while because our electric smelters weren't actually running, because we didn't have any freaking copper, but now we do. Speaking of, any chance this train... Oh, you don't have power? I didn't realize I'd actually, like, broken all the power connections. We'll just spam out a few. There's a little bit more left, but I think we might go and abandon the station. How come? Oh, some of the cars are full and some aren't. Tell you what, go to smelting.
Whiskey and chocolate.
I guess it wasn't coming in perfectly. Whoa! I guess it wasn't perfectly balanced, so that should be okay if we do that. It's got to be perfectly balanced. We got whiskey and chocolate. Let me bring up another screen over here. Bum, 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 bum. So I can actually read this stuff. Turrets are being damaged and things. That's quite the swarm there. But it should be more or less stable. Some things are being chased a little bit on the way. Let's put a nice little thing there. Let's do this to get rid of you. My God, the biters have gotten tough. What is it? Slash evolution? Does it stop at 1? Is the 1 evolution, is that the cap? In any case, these are really evolved biters here. Let me get to, I'm just gonna do this, and then, so what was the whiskey and chocolate conjuration? It's from Nordics. Hey, Nordics87, thank you very much. $50 for 50 months of subscription. Well, thank you very much, Nordics. Thank you, that's really nice. Much appreciated. Also, shout out to Time Dragonlord with 39-month resub, and Crispy Goth with 37. Is that a goth that's been out in the sun too long? We got Gurgly Gebbis with 42 months subscription. The answer to life, the universe, and everything, of course. RX210 with 35 months. We got RJ Helms with 44. I know you've been named a few times. I feel like both RimWorld and Dwarf Fortress. I feel like we've seen that name in a game before. And Nordics had the 50-month resub there. That is nutso. GM Tim at 6 months. Aiden coming in at 29. Oh, Mr. Ubershroom, hey! Can't believe it's already been 45 months. Me either. It's 45 months of me getting destroyed in all MOBA-type games by Mr. Ubershroom. How are you? I'm feeling great, Cyber. Feeling fantastic. Is Factorio worth buying? It depends. How much do you value your life and your free time? Because if you like having any sort of life and free time, that you should never, ever, ever buy Factorio. But if you think that, you know, having a life is overrated, absolutely should buy Factorio. Whoa, look how heavy our power gets. I think a bunch of guns are just firing. So we definitely need to get our uranium. Okay, but we're good here. We finally got this going on again. I might want to go and get another train here for more consistent deliveries, because we're really far away. I think that probably would be a good idea. Let me just go ahead and do that, because it's going to be quick and easy. Boom, 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 boom. So your job is to go to copper ore pickup until full, and then go to copper ore drop off for smelting until empty, and you're on auto. Okay. Now, I still have my card in my pocket. Excellent. Let's go. Oh, I don't have any coal on me. Or wood. Do I still... Yeah, I still have a request for it. Oh. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Did I not pick up the wood? Oh, the wood gets auto-trashed. There you go. A little bit of coal. That'll be fine. We don't have far to drive. The uranium is not too distant.